Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Allie and welcome to the top comment where I read and react to insane internet chaos in the form of Reddit stories. So if you like this type of content, please don't forget to subscribe. It is totally free and it means a lot to me. Wedding season is in full swing right now, you guys, and you know what that means. Bad behavior, broken vows, AI generated pictures, sisters stealing the thunder, mother-in-laws wanting to wear white? ? Oh, I just love weddings. The love, the drama, and the chaos. From AI glitched photos to bridesmaids gone rogue, we are diving into the most unhinged wedding disasters. So let's get into it. Our first story today comes from a subreddit called r/wedding shaming. And it says, my wedding photographer was a total disaster. AI distortions, phone edits, and total unprofessionalism. Please learn from my nightmare. I never thought I'd be writing something like this, but here I am, and I wanted to share my story so no one else ends up in the same nightmare. I hired a photographer for my wedding, which was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, and the experience was a complete disaster. The photos we received were full of what looked like AI glitches, pixelation, and bizarre editing choices that somehow made me look like I had gained 30 pounds. It was devastating and genuinely made me feel sick. After consulting with a real professional photographer, I learned that she shot the entire event in JPEG only, not in RAW. For anyone unfamiliar, RAW is the standard for professional photography because it captures full detail and allows for proper editing. JPEG is compressed and naturally loses its quality immediately. But wait, it gets worse. It seemed she edited all of our wedding photos on her phone. No professional equipment, no calibrated monitor, no proper editing workflow. She claimed the photos looked fine on her screen, but of course they completely fell apart when viewed properly. When I raised my concerns, instead of taking responsibility, she flooded me with excuses, blaming her new computer, her children, and even a funeral. She also refused to provide the original JPEG files, which I requested to at least try to salvage the photos of the professional editor. To make matters worse, she said she would only respond to the person who paid, which was my father-in-law, as if I, the bride in the photo, had no rights over my own wedding images. Unbelievable. This experience has caused me huge stress and heartbreak. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. So please, if you're planning a wedding or hiring a photographer for any important event, I beg of you to do the following. Make sure they shoot in RAW, confirm they edit on professional equipment, ask to see full galleries, not just highlights. Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions. Learn from my painful mistakes and protect your memories. Some damage is just irreversible. I'm curious to know where did you find this photographer? Again, did we use Craigslist? Have we not learned anything? You guys got to be checking these things out. I'm really sorry that your wedding pictures got ruined. I wonder if you could take like the messed up images and send them off to a professional photographer and have them like work their magic on it. Cause like AI can be a really cool thing if it's used right. I mean, you know, just go find somebody who knows how to use it and see if they can touch up your images and make them look better. I wouldn't necessarily give up hope right away, but on to the photographer. I'm sorry, you're gonna blame your computer, your children, and a funeral? Like, girl, pick a lane and stay in it. And also, she edited these on her phone. When I hear that, I think of like, you know, when you go into the Photos app on your iPhone and you can edit through there and it just has like the most basic editing options. I'm getting the sense that that's how she's editing. But also for wedding photography, dog, she probably paid $1.5 ton for these photos just to have them be janky, and to edit them on her phone is so unprofessional. And to not tell you that ahead of time too, like, I feel like you almost shouldn't have to ask those questions because that should just be like standard, right? But I guess not. So if anyone's out there getting married, I mean, you might want to triple, quadruple check with them and make sure that everything they say is up to date and good and fits your standards. Let's go ahead and jump on into the comments and see what everyone else has to say. The top comment says, I'm curious where you found them, what work you saw, and what the consultation and price discussion was like. Is there anything in the contract that may at least get you a partial refund? That's a great question. Probably not. I mean, I think photos are one of those things that like once they're delivered, they're kind of delivered. It's almost like food, you know, where like tough luck if you didn't like your food 2 weeks later. But I also feel like OP was very deceived just from the one side of the story that we're getting here. The next comment says, oh, she got what she paid for, just not what she expected. That truly sucks. How did you find her? Why is there no backstory on how you found her? I'm really curious about that. The next comment says, okay, hold up. Tell me everything you know about proper editing workflow. OP responded to this comment and said, well, for starters, a proper editing workflow means there are no random blue patches on people's faces, no white flowers turning green, and no images that look like they were run through a blender. Oh, and it'd be great if people's eyes were actually still visible for the final photos. Bare minimum, right? Ooh, she got 55 downvotes for this. Someone else responds and says, workflow is the process of doing the work. It's just the how. You're talking about the result, which is ultimately important. I think using the specific wording is just confusing. You can say the work is bad without getting concerned about her process. Sorry, your photos are bad. People are ripping OP to shreds in the comments and downvoting her like crazy on this. The last comment on here says, oof, maybe she's just into portrait photography and not actual events. As I said, completely different specialty. Better to pick straight up wedding people for wedding events. Yeah, it would be like hiring me to come shoot your wedding when I'm used to just shooting pictures of straight up weed in Colorado. I wouldn't do a very good job at that, but I think there's probably still a way to salvage your pictures. You just might have to do a little bit of deep digging and probably pay a little bit more money for it. But this is why we quadruple check every single thing before we do it, you guys. You can never be too safe, especially on a big event like your own wedding. All right, y'all, we are going from wedding shaming to straight up wedding judging. This one comes from Am I the A-hole? And it says, am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my sister's therapy after she ruined my wedding? Okay, so here's the deal. A 29-year-old woman wedding was supposed to be the best day of my life, right? You know the drill, months of planning, stress, money, all that stuff. My sister, who's a 25-year-old woman, was my maid of honor, and she's always had that flair for drama, but I figured she could keep it together for one day. Spoiler alert, she didn't. Fast forward to the big day, everything's going smoothly until the reception. My sister gets wasted, like falling over, crying, causing a scene wasted. She starts ranting about how I always got everything I wanted and how my wedding is just another example of me being the golden child in front of all my guests, including my in-laws. But wait, it gets worse. She actually grabs the mic during the speeches and starts going off about her struggles and how it's not fair that I'm happily married when she's single at my wedding. The whole vibe turned awkward and my husband's family was just shocked. People started leaving early and I spent the rest of the night trying to put out fires instead of enjoying what was supposed to be our special day. Now, weeks later, my parents say my sister is struggling with her mental health. No shit. Really? You don't say. And they want me to pay for her therapy? Their reasoning is that since I'm the successful one, I should help out and how it would show that I'm a good sister. But like, she ruined my wedding. I don't think I should have to foot the bill for her meltdown. I'm still angry about the whole thing, and honestly, I feel like she owes me an apology first. But my parents think I'm being cold-hearted and that it's my responsibility to support her. They're pressuring me hard, but I just don't think it's fair to ask me to pay for something she clearly needs to take accountability for. So, am I the a-hole? Are you kidding me? Your parents! No, you're not the a-hole. Good God. No, you're not the a-hole. Your sister has some really messed up problems. Like, I'm sorry she's struggling with her mental health. I, of all people, know what that's like, but I would never ruin somebody's wedding because of it. Be serious. Where is accountability going? Is accountability dying? Is it dead? Is accountability actually dead? Are we living in a time where people are just entitled assholes? Your parents suck. Your sister's a lunatic. I'm so sorry for you. No, you are not the a-hole. The judge has decided and it's official. The top comment on this one says, not the a-hole. It seems your sister is not your only problem. Tell your parents one firm no and then refuse to discuss it anymore. That comment has 11,000 upvotes and I completely agree with it. 100%. Kick them all to the curb. You really should have included her therapy bill with your catering invoice and sent it to your family to have them pay and say, here you go, since you ruined my wedding. Oh my God. It wasn't even a cry for help. It was a full on Broadway audition. Are you serious right now? I'm mortified for you. The secondhand embarrassment over here is so thick. This is just exploding at someone's wedding is pathetic, and then crying about your mental health afterwards. Can we just stop abusing the mental health card? Please. It is 2025. Let's all just take accountability for our own actions. OP responds to the top comment and says, I think you're right. I just need to say no and stop letting them guilt trip me. This is probably not the first time they have done this. Please go take care of yourself. These people are manipulative narcissists, and I'm so sorry for you. The next comment says, she's not your responsibility. If anything, why aren't your parents help her? How about you just try not ruining somebody's wedding, and then maybe somebody would help you with your therapy. She's not your tax write-off, and quite frankly, I don't think you owe her anything if she still hasn't even apologized to you. This story is making my blood boil. OP responds and says, they're acting like it's all on me because I'm more stable or whatever. Okay, so when did becoming the stable sibling become a punishment as well? The next comment says, she doesn't need to be raised. She needs someone to light a fire under her ass. A little louder for the sister in the back who clearly can't hear it over her own wallowing in self-pity. The last comment says, I wish people would stop abusing the mental health card. Honestly, there you go. Mental health is just as real as accountability is. Again, no, you're not the a-hole. So yeah, please. If she's not going to do it on her own, you can't do it for her. Sorry, you can't. Oh, sweet bean, what are you doing? What is he doing? You're so cute. My sweet little Roman. Oh my gosh, I am hitting this hammer so hard that I literally keep losing little gems. Like, look at this. You see it? These stories just make me so mad. All right, we're gonna move on from one a-hole to the next, because this next one also comes from r/am I the a-hole, and it says, am I the a-hole for deciding to postpone the wedding over a comment my fiance made about my scar? I, a woman, have a visible scar on the side of my neck. It's been there for over 6 years and no one has ever commented or made any negative remarks about it. However, my fiance would make comments about my scar and make it seem like he's flirting. Like, for instance, complaining he had kissed every part of my body except my neck because of the scar, and how the scar looked like a kid messed up such a great art, referring to my look. I told him I didn't appreciate it, even if he was using the scar to be flirty with me, but he insisted that he loves me anyway. Doesn't sound like it. Our wedding is approaching and I've been busy with the wedding planning. A few days ago, my fiance and my in-laws were talking about the wedding, and they were talking about how we were going to be finally married. He laughed and said, I'm marrying you minus the scar. I was stunned when he said that, especially in front of his family. I was so upset that I got up and walked out of the room. We had a big fight and he kept saying I was being a drama queen and that he did nothing wrong. He doubled down when I said I'd consider postponing the wedding because of his comment, and then he called me crazy. His mom said that I'm obviously traumatized by my scar to let it ruin my marriage with her son, and suggested therapy. She told me that the scar was the issue, not her son, who loves me as I am and chose me to be his wife. I don't know. I feel really horrible right now. I don't know if I said the right thing about postponing the wedding and whether I'm overreacting in this situation. My girlfriends have previously said that my fiance shouldn't even be bringing up the scar like that at all. No, you're not the a-hole, but yeah, you are in the wrong for postponing the wedding. Why didn't you just cancel it? Why is it postponed? Why did you not cancel the wedding? This man doesn't like you. He's bullying you and making fun of your looks. You are marrying your bully. Don't marry him. Call the whole damn thing off and go find somebody who appreciates your beauty and your uniqueness for what it is. You're not the a-hole. I hope you call off the wedding. I hope to God we can go through these comments and see that you called off this wedding, because if not, my head just might explode on this camera right now for the whole world to see. You're marrying him minus the respect I see. And then his mom suggesting therapy to you. No, Susan, how about you go get therapy? How about you go get therapy because you're a creepy boy mom? And girl, if you feel bad right now, imagine how terrible you are going to feel for the rest of your life married to him. Are you going to have kids? Do you want kids? If you were planning on having kids, what if you have a daughter? What if she needs open heart surgery when she's a baby and then she has a scar going down her chest for the rest of her life? Is he going to bully her too? Are you going to sit around and let him bully your own flesh and blood? I don't think so. I think you need to leave him. This man really said, I love you despite your flaw, and then expects it to be like, what? Does he expect a standing ovation out of it? This man is trash. Dump his ass. The top comment says, not the a-hole. Tell him I want to marry you, but my scar does not. The next comment says, the fact that they are acting like he's doing you a favor by marrying you with a scar, major red flag. Yeah, it's giving you're damaged, but I guess I'll settle for you anyways. He's a bully. He's a straight bully. I hate bullies. The next comment says, better yet, my scar doesn't want to marry you, and it's convinced me not to either. Yeah, just tell him it's whispering in your ear at night that you need to leave. Go full on crazy mode, girl. You need to get out of this relationship yesterday. Please tell me you called off the wedding. Oh my God. The last comment we're going to read on this one says, my wife has a big scar from open heart surgery. I'm grateful for it. It saved her life. See, now that's what true love looks like. He's just disgusting. You need to take him, pick him up, crumple him like a piece of paper, and toss him into the trash can, and then yell, Kobe! And just never look back. Go find somebody who loves you for you. And 6 years? You have put up with this for 6 years? Oh, honey, please go find someone better. You're worth so much more. I don't even know you, but this man is just garbage. All right, the last story we're gonna read today comes from Ask Reddit, and it says, what's the worst thing you've ever seen happen at a wedding? The top comment says, at a cousin's wedding, my uncle was smashed and thought he had a stroke in the bathroom as he couldn't straighten himself. Turns out he'd buttoned his waistcoat up to his trousers and just simply couldn't stand up. The next comment says, the entire wedding party was drunk by 5 p.m. Grooms passed out, brides spilled mimosa, bridesmaids lost their shoes. I hand fed the groom a ham sandwich to revive him and still made it to the reception. They gave me wine and leftover cake. I miss them. That's not a wedding. That is a full-on side quest. Hand feeding him a ham sandwich. Don't get that drunk on your wedding day. Don't you want to remember it? Do you guys not black out when you drink? The next comment says, best man proposed to the maid of honor during his speech. They're now divorcing. 3 things that you don't do at somebody else's wedding. Wear white, cry in the middle of your speech about how your life sucks and you're jealous of your sister, and propose to somebody else. Let them have their day. Stop stealing the thunder from everybody all the time. It's obnoxious. We all clock you on it all the time. Just imagine hijacking somebody else's wedding only to then get divorced. How embarrassing. You should be so embarrassed. The next comment says, the groom's family gave a speech roasting him, told everyone he caused a car crash and put someone in a coma. That's not a roast. That's a criminal confession. What? At his wedding? You couldn't have waited and done it a different time. You had to do it at his wedding. Oh, that's brutal. All right, the last comment says, bride found groom making out with his ex in the parking lot during the reception. Full fight broke out. He got stuck with all the bills. Well, it sounds like he kissed her and his security deposit goodbye with this one. That is atrocious. If you still have feelings for somebody, don't marry someone else. Okay? Just don't. We'll add that to the list. That'll be number 4 of things not to do at a wedding. All right. Wedding season might not be over yet, but this episode is. I love you guys, and I will see you on Thursday for the next one. Bye.